What's up guys, this is Dave from Gamebreakers bringing you another Gamebreakers plays. Today we are looking at the Star Wars Battlefront beta. Now obviously this beta has just ended, but we got a bit of gameplay, bit of footage, so we are able to show you the game. This incidentally is not Star Wars Battlefront 3, that was a cancelled game. This is a reboot of the original series, which came out in 2004. There was a Star Wars Battlefront 2 that came out as well. I believe it was a year later. Incidentally, the original series obviously came out for the original Xbox, PlayStation 2 and the PC, and the same with Battlefront 2 in 2005. Star Wars Battlefront Reboot 2015 is coming out for the PC, the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One on November the 19th in the European markets. Now, something that I will say, the developer and publishers are different to what it originally was. In 2004, Star Wars Battlefront original series was published by LucasArts, developed by Pandemic Studios. This reboot, the 2015 reboot, is published and developed by Electronic Arts. So, completely new developer. And to me, you can tell that in the gameplay. It plays exactly like any other shooting game in terms of control scheme, pretty much, give or take. And to me, I'm personally not a Star Wars fan, but to me it feels right. It just feels right in terms of play speed, in terms of accuracy, in terms of shot, aim sensitivity. Everything to me just feels right. Do like the gameplay so far in the beta. Obviously it's only a beta, it's essentially a demo. It will be therefore improved for the full release. Now, talking of gameplay, the reboot, it's very similar to its roots, its 2004-2005 roots. In it's an action game, it's a shooter game. Obviously, that's essentially what Star Wars is in terms of the films. But the game is played from a first-person or a third-person perspective, and you can switch at any time, similar to in the previous games. So, in the game, players can traverse the planets from the Star Wars universe and navigate the world. Players use a variety of vehicles, including both air and land-based vehicles. Battles are planet-based, so that obviously restricts players from exploring space. And the game's weapons, characters, gear, abilities are all customizable, as you expect. The game lets players choose to control either a Rebel Alliance soldier or a stormtrooper, and there'll be playable characters from the films such as Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, to name but two, as well as non-playable characters such as R2-D2 and C-3PO. The game includes a cooperative missions which can be played offline. It does have a single player, but it doesn't have a campaign mode. The single player is very similar to Call of Duty Spec Ops / Halo's Firefight mode. That's essentially what it is. You've got to go, you've got to capture something, you've got to hold it against waves of enemies, then you've got to go and capture something else and defend it against waves of enemies. That's essentially what the single player of this game is. The game type you're seeing in terms of multiplayer is very similar to the single player, where you've got to capture something and then defend it and go and capture something else in a different location. It's essentially the Star Wars version of Capture the Flag. Well, the beta version anyway. Players can complete missions both independently, co-op on the same console, co-op online, or with bots. And the game does support split screen on consoles, which you don't see a lot of games now that are... You don't see a lot of games supporting split screen. because obviously everything's online play, so if you're going to play with your friends, you're going to play it online. So a lot of games just disregard the use of split screen anymore. It's nice that this Star Wars game has included that. The game's online multiplayer mode does support up to 40 players in one match, and it'll have 12 multiplayer maps available at launch. That is a lot of players on the screen at once. That's 20 aside. Honestly, that is a lot of people on the screen at once. I know Halo's Big Team Battle supports 16 at once. That's 8 aside. This is 20 aside. It's a lot bigger. I don't know how big the maps are, but the one that I'm playing on in this multiplayer match, it's of a decent size. It's not massive, but it's of a decent size. So if they're all this size, then yeah, 20 versus 20. Yeah, oh, wow. That's all I'm going to say to that. The game will have a season pass that's available to download from October 12th. So if you've pre-ordered the game, because obviously this is the beta we're talking about, if you pre-ordered the game pre-release, you can download the season pass and get the DLC packs essentially early, or when they're released. You can get the first one early, I think, when it's released, or whatever. You can preload it or whatever you do on these next gen consoles. The first download, the first downloadable pack is titled Battle of Jakku, I think that is, or Jakku. It was revealed during the Star Wars Celebration in 2015. It'll be publicly available for download for free on the 8th of December 2015. Obviously, the Season Pass was announced. That'll include 4 currently unannounced DLC packs, and an Ultimate Edition was also announced, which includes the game's Season Pass for a discounted price. So that's all what's upcoming then in this Star Wars game. It is an action shooter. They say it's single player, but really it is more multiplayer based. It is a multiplayer game. It just has a very small single player element and doesn't have a campaign. What do I think of the game? I enjoyed playing the beta. Will I buy the game? I might do. It's not on my list of games I definitely am going to buy straight away, but that doesn't mean that I'll go out and not buy the game. It might be one that I buy and play eventually a little bit further down the line. So with that, this video is coming to an end. This has been Gamebreakers Plays Star Wars Battlefront 2015 Public Beta. I've been Dave from Gamebreakers. There's obviously going to be more videos in the future, so I shall see you when I see you. Bye.